Thank you so much for being on here today. Give us a shout out and a good morning. My name is Brock Zevan, life coach, business coach, real estate coach. I am also the infamous, I love my other job. I'm a dad. So just great opportunity to be able to be with you guys all here this morning. Got a really good, I feel, a very strong devotion that we're going to have here this morning. So sorry that I sound like a foghorn. For those joining in, I have a little bit of a sinus infection. I got everybody covered because if you say you're sick anymore, that means you have COVID. I also could prove the point that you also can be realistically sick and not have COVID. So that's what happened to me. I have a sinus infection. I do not have COVID. So I did get tested just so that way you make everybody feel good. So this morning, we do this every morning, 8:15 to 8:30-ish or so. We dive into some mindset, motivation, get you fired up. Here's the thing, guys. What I talk about is to trigger something inside your brain, to activate something inside your brain. The next step comes into the coaching aspect. The next step becomes in your environment. The next step comes into your discipline. And that's why some of you are on here this morning. Some of it is just be like, this is what I got to do. This is what I got to get after. And it recharges you. It's the motivation only lasts so long. It's the discipline and the habits behind that. And that's why I loved and learned how to do this for the last 4 years of being on here every single day, no matter what takes place. Is you are here, you're going through the motions, and you're going to make it happen. So today's is one of the readings. I'm literally going to read it from today. Comes from one of the Doctor Carlson. States this: when we do face difficult times, we need to remember that circumstances don't make a person. They reveal a person. The other part of it I'm going to say before I get into the other reading is I read also from the devotion prayers for fathers. And I wrote down this. Les Brown says, the events in our lives don't control us. Our decisions do. It continues to go on to say how easy it could be to simply throw up our hands when we face difficult or trying times. It could be easy to put on that poor me hat and figure we're just another victim of a circumstance. While we may feel those emotions are temporarily, we cannot hold on to them or they will make us into victims. Instead, follow these words. Let difficult times reveal who you are, the talents you possess, your strengths, and your courage. Today, have you felt you are a victim of circumstance in an area of your life? Choose not to be a victim. Choose to let this trying time reveal a step that you could take towards being a stronger and courageous true you. The affirmation is, each difficult time is a step that I take to build my true self. The reason why I chose this one this morning is because I'm hearing more and more circumstances. I had a really cool opportunity for those that know a little bit about my what I'm doing is I've gotten involved with a very high level coach, and we had our first coaching last night, and it was an amazing feeling. But most of the conversations, I was in a room with 16 high level people. And for those that know me, to me, it's like a game. I know it sounds crazy, but when I'm in there, okay, we are all fighting to be high level life coaches and business coaches and real estate coaches. And there's 16 of us. You want to know the first thing that comes inside my head? First thing that comes inside my head is I say, I wonder how many circumstances all these other people are dealing with. I wonder what their lives are going on. I wonder what their books and their stories are all sharing and doing inside, and what adversity are they overcoming? And that kind of starts getting me fired up a little bit, because in life, if you don't get fired up, if you don't have a little chip on your shoulder, don't think for once that somebody else is not trying to outperform you. Don't think for once, if you go on a listing presentation today, that you're the only real estate agent they're talking to. I could even say that about my parents, because I got 3 other people that are family members inside my family that are real estate agents. So I can't be naive to think that they're not talking to my other brother-in-laws and cousins. Like, you can't be like that. But I also can't be a victim and say, well, Mom, I thought for sure you'd pick me. Why? Because that's a circumstance I can't control. You got to understand, ladies and gentlemen, when you go into this, during these trying times, I can't complain and whine that, and my mom's not really buying or selling. I'm just saying like how serious like I am with this, that like when you go through circumstances and you're going through difficulties, in this moment, this is what reveals a person. Okay. I don't say this to toot my horn, but what happens if I put out a message on Facebook and I put out something here on Zoom, and all of a sudden in this video, it came up here and you see a picture of me now with my kids? What happens if that video wasn't there? And what happens if it actually stated like, sorry, sick, see you tomorrow? My circumstances is I'm sick. Oh, poor Brock, blah, blah, blah. No. In the moment of difficulty, in the moment of challenges, in the moment of tiredness, in the moment when we're in financial troubles, in the moment when our credit cards are maxed out, in these moments, that's when character is revealed. And it says it in here. They reveal a person. And what type of person are you going to be today? What type of person do you want to be when everything feels like it's crashing down? You can't get ahead. I want you to think about that today, because many times I talk about that victim. Many times we get a decision. Do I get up or do I hit the snooze? Do I work out or I say, I don't feel really good? Do I read my 10 pages and say maybe tomorrow? Do I make my 5 phone calls today? I'm not even saying 50 phone calls. I'm saying 5. Like, are you doing what you need to do to get to where you want to grow? Because at a certain point, you are going to say this, enough is enough, and you will have to make some harder decisions. And that will be, can I do real estate? That will be, do I have to go and do this other job? Will that be whatever it is that I'm supposed to do or not do because of the circumstance? And then I will have to make another decision. Or do I have the courage today to step up? Do I have the courage today to call somebody? Do I have the courage today to pick up the phone? Guys, when I wanted to be at the highest level, we talked about environment. Okay. We talk about environment. If you want to be at the high level, like literally no joke, this is what I had to do. I want to be around the top coaches in the country. Okay. I wasn't prepared for the financial aspect, but I wasn't going to make that an excuse. And I called them up and I talked to them and I left them a voicemail. And guess what? He called me back. He called me back. I was like, oh my gosh, she's on my phone. But that's taking the steps. That's making decisions. What environment do you want to put yourself into? And not complain, not whine. Show up. It reveals the character of who you are. All right. So let's take a look. I got the chat open. Anybody on Facebook got a couple things that they want to say? Good morning. Good morning. Let's see. Scott says you are only as happy as the choices you make. It's not what happens to you. It's how you handle what happens. Absolutely, Scott. That is absolutely. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. D, closed mouth won't get fed. A closed mouth won't get fed. Absolutely, D. Yeah. Opportunities are around us. Some of us just close our eyes when it comes time for that. So I'm going to open it up. Anybody in the Facebook world have something they would like to share with us? Anybody in the Zoom world that would like to ask me a question? They would like to present something to me, how I handle certain circumstances. What do I do? Is there something that somebody wants me to do a role play on real estate? We're getting more and more into that. I'm going to open it up for anybody that'd like to share something with me this morning.
I'll share that. Hey, Brock Scott.
Scott, what's up, brother? How you doing, man?
You know, you're spot on when you surround yourself with outstanding people. I shot darts for many years, and I looked for the best dart players to play against, and it's the same thing. You find the best people, and you surround yourself with good people, and you learn from them.
Absolutely.
And it makes you better.
It does. And I don't have, oh, wait, I do. I wrote this in my book that I was reading this morning. Um, shoot, where did I? It talked exactly what you. Here it is. And the biggest reason why you slip into emotion instead of an action is that people want to delay failure, right? And by you saying that, you know that if you go play with the bigwigs, if you play with the professionals at that darts, the chances of failure go up because they're very good. And you don't know where your game is until you play the best of the best. I always loved when I played basketball, there was an A side of the court and a B side of the court. And I remember playing in the B side of the court. And somebody said to me, Brock, why don't you ever play on the A side of the court? And I said, I don't know. Those guys are really good. And I don't think I'm that good. And the guy said to me, the coach said to me, he goes, who told you that? Guess who told me that?
You did.
Brock did. Absolutely. Brock told himself that I wasn't good, but I never even made the attempt to go to the A court until I decided at one point to play in the A court. And then I found out that I actually wasn't too bad. And that is the exact reason, Scott, I loved what you said, is whether it's darts, whether it's picking up the phone, whatever it is, whether it's expired, whatever it might be, just do it. You don't know until you try.
Right. Right. Hey, I tell you what, after a while, I started kicking their butts. So
yeah, exactly. It makes you better. It elevates your game. Awesome. Awesome. Great stuff, Scott. Thanks for being on here this morning. Tell Andy and the crew I said hello.
Will do. Will do.
All right, man. Let's take a look over here. I got D. I saw another post from another agent who says their parents' house expired and she was getting calls as well as for her other siblings. She called some agents ambulance chasers. Your thoughts? The agent and family were so frustrated for all the number of calls on the expireds. So when I deal with situations like that, thank you, D, for bringing up this question. When it comes time for expireds and they're getting bombarded, I always, one of the lines that I use, I said, it sounds like your agent didn't prepare you for this. What other things didn't you feel that your agent didn't prepare you for? Because see, I go back to what the circumstances of the agents not doing the preparation, and then I focus on any other things of the preparation. I can't stop the calls, so there's no need for me to get into the calls. There's no need for me to say like, well, I could fix that, like, because you can't fix that. What I can do is I can say, well, I know how to stop these calls. What? You know how to stop? Please tell me, please. Well, if you hire me today, those will automatically will get it active. And then that way you won't be on the expired list. Nobody really likes to be on the expired list anyways, because they get pounded by phone calls. Are you willing today to try to work on that? I have time today, either at 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock. So, that's basically how I handle when people say those type of things when they're getting blasted by the phone. Like, here's an easy way to stop it. My job is to solve a problem. That's all my job is. Okay. I solve problems, and when I fix the problems, they're happy. And that's how I get paid. Okay. So become a problem solver. But the problem is a lot of real estate agents try to fix things that they can't fix. Can you stop the number of phone calls? Absolutely not. Okay. I literally can't force people not to call them. But what I can do is I can give them an idea. Well, I can stop them by hiring me today to make it active. And here's what I could do. Here's my strategy. Here are my tactics. Here's my plan of action. So very good question, D. Oh, good. Thank you. I'm glad you liked the response. Very cool. Anybody else have something they would like to share or add, or a question they would have for me? We'll try to create some today. They come naturally. So I'll be back at it today. Facebook world, if you guys ever need anything, let me know. I'm excited. Got some new things going on with coaching, the life coach. Got some series coming up. So I'm packaging some series. I got a 4-part series on converting listings and I'm getting listings and how I'm able to convert it at 90% level, and what that looks like. So I'm going to be creating a 4-part series. It's going to be 1 month where I'll be doing a call once a week, and you'll be able to get literally what I do, what I say. I will break it down in details. So stay tuned for that in Facebook world as well as in Zoom world. If you're interested, let me know. We'll be starting that probably in the beginning of September as we kick off to try to get in our last hurrah for the fourth quarter. So I'll be doing that. So thank you so much, Facebook world. We're going to continue over here in Zoom world. Remember, in Facebook world, you're more than welcome to join us in the Zoom. It's Brock Zevan Mindset Motivation Call.com. Go to it. It's on my Facebook page as well. So you can listen into Zoom and you can hear more about my day as well as others on the team and what we do. So thanks so much, guys. Have a great day. Let's go to Zoom.